All right, what is going on, guys? So today I want to talk about foam rolling, and this is really something that alludes to when you're sore or you're really experiencing, especially the beginning of a new workout routine or getting back into lifting or maybe starting lifting for the first time ever. You're going to have a really extreme amount of soreness, especially in the beginning period. So to alleviate some of that and also just soreness from everyday life, you can use what's called foam rolling or self-myofascial release. That's the fancy way of saying it. But basically, it's kind of like massaging yourself essentially in a little bit different way. Basically, breaking down and moving around the muscle fibers to essentially get a little bit more blood flow and promote blood flow. So along that same line, to combat this as well with the foam rolling, you can also be doing walking or even light jogging and anything that's really going to promote the blood flow. So even like a yoga class or a yoga type stretching session. And if you're watching this in YouTube or in my client only group, you can check out the stretching routine that I have as well, which is going to help you in kind of combination with this as well. So making sure you're moving, making sure you're going through those sort of things in combination with this is going to be key for alleviating that soreness. Movement is going to be your best friend, and blood flow is going to be your best friend with the soreness. So getting into foam rolling, a few different things. You can really foam roll pretty much a large majority of your body. The main things I like to stick with are going to be my lower body, right? My legs overall, really pretty much my whole lower body, my hips, and then going to be mainly my mid and upper back. And really that's the main areas that I'm hitting with the foam roller. So as far as getting things started, the main thing that you're going to want to start out with is going to be the upper back, like I mentioned. So the T-spine. So when I'm doing this, I'm kind of bear hugging myself here to start out, just to really make sure that I'm opening up my spine to really get in that upper back area. When you're doing this, you don't need to be going crazy and going all over the place. The biggest thing you want to focus on is finding a tender area and actually holding it. So imagine if someone's giving you a massage, they're holding that area that's really tight, that experiences a lot of tightness that they're feeling. Same thing you can do with the foam roller, and then hold it for 30, 60, even 90 seconds and let that area release, and then move on to the next area, which also feels tight. So basically, when I'm doing this, I'm opening myself up, getting that upper back area nice and loose, finding that area, then holding it, and then continuing that on. Another thing I also like to do is grab my head here and lightly, gently pull up on my neck, which can stretch out a good area of that spine as well, which is hard to normally get with other different type of stretches besides with the foam roller. So that's mainly what I'm going to do on my upper body and the upper back area. From there, the other things that I'm going to be doing is going to be coming from here, nice small increments, about 2 to 3 inches. You can keep it moving a little bit, but I'm not going super long, drawn out passes, just nice and small, really finding those areas that are really giving me trouble. You can even come up into the traps here. This is a little bit more difficult area to get, but you can come up into the traps there as well. And then from there, guys, like I was mentioning, the other spot that's going to be besides the upper back is going to be my hips. So from here, a lot of times I can hit that area where the side of my hip is, kind of almost getting into the glute area a bit. And really, again, finding those small areas, couple small inch passes, and then finding a good area and holding it. You can also bring this leg up here. This is going to open up that hip a little bit more to help get that top of the glute as well as the side of that hip going. So that's going to be how we're going to hit those legs, especially the hip area. You can also hit the hamstrings here, which is going to be the same sort of deal, coming back and forth, nice and controlled, really getting those hamstrings loosened up, and the same thing with the calves here. So this is going to be something that you can definitely utilize. The only other area is going to be your IT band. There's kind of some controversy on whether rolling out your IT band is actually going to be beneficial, especially direct rolling of the IT band. So typically what I like to do is going to be more of the top portion, like I was showing you already, and also the bottom portion where the IT band actually inserts at the bottom. And then I do like to go kind of alongside, almost to the bottom, almost parallel to the actual IT band. That does feel good as well. So really there's not a super big right and wrong with this. The other thing that people a lot of times get concerned about is going to be your low back. And I definitely recommend, if you have any low back issues, to avoid that. But I do tend to feel a good stretch in my low back when I am using the foam roller. And I'll do various stretches like this on my foam roller as well. But I would highly recommend taking it easy with that. because this is something that I've been doing for a long time. I do yoga, I do have a pretty flexible spine, so if that gives you pain or if you have a pre-existing back injury, I highly recommend avoiding that, and I really recommend, even if you don't, to try to take things slow with that if that's something that you're going to try to implement. Because like I said, depending on who you ask and where you're looking as far as your information, some people say avoid the low back with a foam roller altogether, just at all costs. So kind of do your research there and find out for yourself, and just know that everyone's a little bit different. So hopefully this helps you guys out. If you guys have any questions further, let me know. But like I mentioned, really staying on top of this is going to be key for that longevity, combining this with the stretching routine as well as just even the warm-up. If you're feeling really beat up, is going to be key to help you kind of recover and get back to feeling 100%. So remember, also soreness is going to be key. You know, a key way to combat soreness, I should say, is going to be your protein intake, as well as overall staying on point and really just staying the course when it comes to your lifting, so that you're not experiencing that huge amount of soreness once you get back into it. So once you're into the routine a little bit more further, that extreme soreness starts to dissipate. So if you guys have any questions on this, if this is helpful, if you guys would like any more info on this, let me know. But otherwise, talk to you guys in the next one. Thanks for listening. Peace out.